I know already that I am late, but it's finally time to cover the quantum power set guide. What's going on, guys? This is your boy No Name Found with another video. Finally, it's time to cover my third in-depth power set guide I'm talking about quantum. So everything that you have to know about quantum. So that means the Mite version of this power set, precision version of this power set, and also both support role. I'm talking about the regular buff troll and the battle troll as well. This guide will be a long guide, guys, but don't worry, I am putting a timestamp on the comment section below, so you can immediately jump on the section that you want to watch. So that's going to basically avoiding to waste your time, guys. So, a little disclaimer that I want to say, guys, I'm so sorry if this guide is coming a little bit late, but you already know that I am streaming on Twitch every single day, starting from 3 p.m. to 8 p.m. Central European time, and also I am dealing with my job, so I'm trying to do my best, guys, and I will try to upload a guide more frequently on my channel. Talking about the basic of this guide, let's take a look now, guys, on which kind of mods you need on your toon. So talking about the mods 37.0, that it's basically the last mods that you can drop on Birds of Prey DLC. It's the episode 37. So basically, as blue one, health and power, you wanna always choose the power one for the simple reason that your second role it's a troll, battle troll, so a better power pool is always worth to consider. So power 37.0 mod as the blue one, as a support, of course, as controller, vitalization is absolutely mandatory. As offense, the red one, this is totally up to you and totally up to on which kind of build you wanna focus more. For me, actually, I always switch between the precision and might because you already know, guys, if you know me, I'm getting bored so quickly about a kind of spec, so sometimes I'm jumping between the precision and might, of course, using the right artifact. So the offense one, the red one, it's totally up to you, guys, and which kind of spec you want to focus more, if might or prac. So if you are choosing might, of course, all 4 of those must be Mite. If you choose Prac like me now, of course, let's go for Prac. Affinity bonuses, guys, same for type A and type B. This is totally dependent on which kind of build you play. So in this case, I'm choosing a precision. So when I'm wearing the first 4 pieces of elite gear, I'm getting 1% plus 1% precision. This is absolutely the same if you are wearing the might one. And once again, this is totally up to you. The third one, the fourth one, it's the buff master, and the last one, it's power strategies that will help you when you are playing the controller role, specifically when you are playing a battle troll. Okay, so keep in mind this combination of generator mods, guys, because those are base stats that you are going to use with your toon. Okay, guys, talking about the precision version of this power set, guys, we wanna explain how to put your skill points, which kind of white mods you have to use, just to improve and maximize your total damage. Start with the skill points spec for the melee, because this one is the melee. As a weapon, you wanna always spec everything about the two-handed, because your goal will be to reach the doom spin. You're going to spam the doom spin over and over and over. And also, guys, you have to unlock the two-handed mastery, even if you are not using any mastery. I want to show you guys a footage comparing the same amount of stats that I have, and you will notice that if you are going to unlock the 200 mastery, for some reason you will get an increase precision, so you will get a couple of more precision. Well, let's not a couple of more, but more precision. I will show you guys, don't worry. Talking about the super speed, or anyway your movement, I am super speed, but I'm going to cover this one as another movement mode, guys. So you wanna always unlock the speed force. The tornado pool is one of the best single target, and it's an hard hitter, can be useful sometimes when you have a pure single target. Of course, the face dodge, because with the face dodge you can cancel all the animation while you are activating your skills, and I'm suggesting you which kind of skill you have to replace, just in case you are not super speed like me. Of course, you wanna unlock both of them, restrained resistant and knockback resistant. Those are really good because this build it's pure melee, so having a couple of resistance against the crowd control, it's not bad at all. And the other three, guys, those are absolutely this is not mandatory, guys, so if you have an alpha skill point, that's perfectly fine. Those are kind of skills that they are going to give you back a couple of power when you use the breakout ability. Talking about the iconic power, guys, you wanna always use the Neo Venom boost, because the Neo Venom boost is your friend. Anyway, it's the friend of everyone who is using precision builds, and the robot sidekick as well. You can ignore the Sonic Cry because I've skilled this one, because I was doing a couple of tests, just because I want to give you the best loadout for this power set. As a stats point, of course, as a precision build, you want to always focus on Weapon Expert all the time, 20 point on critical attack chance, 40 point on critical attack damage, maximize your precision, and usually, guys, if you wanna drastically improve your survivability, because this one it's a melee build, you can go on for every other skill point that you have left on HP. Usually I use 50 point or 100 point on Mite and power, just for a better power pool. And to be completely honest with you guys, I didn't notice a huge difference. So if you have less skill point, guys, and you wanna improve your survivability, just focus on the HP. If you have more skill points like me, guys, you can do a couple of tests. So you are totally free to decide how many skill points you wanna put in Might and Power if you want. But if you want increase drastically your well, not drastically, but if you wanna increase your survivability on this melee version, you can put all the skill point on HP. Talking about the white mod and everything that you have to use for this build, guys, of course the weapon that we wanna use, it's the 200, so we are going to spam the Doom Spin over and over and over, and we wanna always use the Blast Adapter 5, because this is just a free damage when it's going to proc. On the head, of course, Supercharged Neo Venom boost 3 as a precision build. As neck, Relentless Precision 5, because it's going to increase your precision by 4% while you maintaining the hit counter above 9 and for 6 seconds. Okay, then on the back, guys, there is not a nice mod for Prac as Quantum, so I'm using the Accelerated Warped Reality, but you are free to use as well Berserk. This is totally up to you guys, how you feel better. As a chest, Penetrating Strikes is mandatory, since we already know that the core strength mod is still bugged. And on the legs, of course, Restorative Quantum Tunneling. This is absolutely insane, specifically if someone is going to lunge you while you are doing your Flurry Shot Mastery on the other build. You can use immediately the Quantum Tunneling and get a small percent of HP as heal back. As ends, of course, it's mandatory. The max damage, guys, it's a kind of mod that is absolutely mandatory for every DPS spec and power set. As fits, of course, Tumbling Master, because Tumbling Master it's an excellent mod that is going to improve your survivability. Or if you wanna use another white mod, you can use Deadly Block if you wanna get a little bit more damage when you are going to block break your target. This is totally up to you guys, but I always prefer certain kind. So if I can, generally, if I can improve my survivability, I always go for it. Talking about the trinket, guys, of course, supply drop is absolutely mandatory to buff yourself, sometimes buff your friends as well. The first trinket is just the regular one, 9423 weaponization rating and might, also 5890 precision. This is absolutely mandatory. The second one, the second one at the end of all for the melee version of this power set, or generally for every melee precision that you are going to play, you want to always include the summer trinket, because we already know that my dear friend Obsidian Chill have showed us why this trinket is the best one for the melee rotation of a precision, and I'm going to show you as well. And the fourth one, guys, it's absolutely mandatory, that it's the Orbital. This is the AoE damage and is going to hit everyone in the circle on 360 grades. Talking about the artifact, guys, artifact, of course, as a precision, it's absolutely mandatory. The transformation card and the strategist card, both of them synergize together, because the first one is going to bump up your critical strike chance and critical magnitude, and with the strategist card, when this one is going to proc, because you are getting a lot of critical damage, is going to apply a damage over time on your targets. So those are absolutely mandatory for precision builds. The third slot, it's an endless conversation and endless discussion for people who are DPSing with the precision. So in my opinion, guys, I have found the Grimorium Verum the most versatile artifact if you are a main DPS, because with the Grimorium Verum you can basically be a Mite DPS or precision DPS without touching absolutely nothing. So as a third slot, guys, it's totally up to you. So I found this one really useful, and the damage of the pet is it's not bad at all, but you can use the Neo Venom Wrist dispenser as well. So this is totally up to you guys. But pay attention, guys, that with the Neo Venom Wrist dispenser, your percent of precision will scale with every buff that you are going to use. So that means a supply drop, another consumable that you are going to use. This will be not possible with the Grimorium Verum. So once again, guys, this combination is absolutely fine. A couple of people saying that the DPS it's a better damage with the Grimorium Verum. Others are saying that it's better with the Neo Venom Wrist dispenser. So if you have both of them, guys, before choosing which kind of artifact you wanna use, test both of them. But I will always suggest the Grimorium Verum, because even if one day you wanna switch and you wanna play a Mite version of your power set, you can without any kind of problem. So the Grimorium Verum, it's absolutely insane, because in my opinion it's one of the most versatile artifacts they ever made. Talking about the augments, guys, of course, as a precision build, we want to always include as adaptive augments the precision one. Doesn't matter. This is going to change according on which kind of episode you are going to play, which kind of raid you are going to play. So both of them precision, all of them as origin augments as precision, because this is absolutely mandatory, and base stats as well. Okay guys, here I wanna show you why you wanna spec the 200 mastery even if you're not using any mastery at all. If we are taking a look on my stats, actually this is the exactly same spec that we have. Without the 200 mastery, every single skill point is exactly the same. I did previously, as you can see on iconic power, it's exactly same. Even on stats point as well, and I have to say that actually if we take a look on my stats, my precision now it's 35k, as you can see, and previously with the weapon mastery points was almost 38k. This is basically why you want to spec the 200 mastery even if you are not using any mastery at all. Okay guys, this is the proof why you want to use the summer trinket for the melee version of every single precision build that you are going to play. Doesn't matter which kind of power set, because the damage is absolutely insane. Let's take a look together. As you can see guys, in just 60 seconds, just the trinket have done something like 500 and almost 50k of total damage just with this trinket. So this trinket is going to work only if you are going just on melee guys, because usually this pet is standing next to you, so it's not going to work for the ranged version of the precision build, because to be completely honest, you have a better choice for the ranged one. But as you can see guys, just with the trinket, the damage is absolutely insane to be a single pet. This one it's particular because even if it's just a single pet, it's going to do AoE damage, as you can see from the footage, and that's why this is absolutely mandatory for everyone who is playing a melee build. Okay guys, since now we know exactly which kind of stuff we want to use for the Prac version of this power set, it's time to move on the core of this guide, starting from the melee loadout. If you want to take a look on the loadout, basically we have two kind of different loadout that we can run. Depend if you want to prioritize more your supercharged regeneration or if you want to just go for the burst damage instead. In this one I am using the face dodge, but I will show you guys which kind of skills you can use in case you are not super speed, and unfortunately you can't clip those, but this is why I'm keeping saying that the super speed it's mandatory for everyone who is a main DPS. The first loadout, it's a kind of loadout, like I was saying, that it's not mainly focused for the supercharged regeneration, because the entire setup it's not optimized for the supercharged regeneration, but it's a kind of build that allow you to farm a little bit more supercharge. So we want to use Anomaly of course, because it's a supercharged generaton, Warper Reality because it's a weapon buff, absolutely mandatory for Prac build, Face Dodge in case you are super speed, in case you are not a super speed guys, Time Bubble, it's fine, it's an additional shield, you can clip all three together, or if you are supercharged, if you are super speed guys, of course, Face Dodge is the way to go to be faster. As fourth, since the precision builds are kind of builds focused to do 99.9% of your damage coming out from you is made by your weapon, so the skills are absolutely kind of buff that you are giving to yourself. So as a fourth skill, quantum tunneling, it's really good, specifically if you want to get rid of a bad situation, or if you have to rest someone, for example, it's a really good. As a fifth skill, of course, Robot Sidekick, it's mandatory for Prac, and as a supercharge, of course, Neo Venom Boost. In case you don't want to focus on the supercharged regeneration, because this one is going to apply a damage over time as well and the power interaction, but we don't care since this one it's a precision build, we can use the Sonic Cry for a burst damage, because this one hit really hard guys, and it's a kind of damage that you are going to do at 360 grades. This is not bad at all. So you can use the Sonic Cry in case you want to focus more on a burst damage, or if you want to improve your supercharge regeneration faster guys, Anomaly is the way to go. This is totally up to you guys. So I have to say that spamming more supercharge during a raid that will result in a better damage in a long time. So I wanna always suggest you to use Anomaly, because the more supercharge we will get, the more damage we will do. Okay guys, moving to the ranged rotation about the Prac spec of this power set, multi-target, pure single target, stuff like that, we have to start explaining which kind of mods we have to use, how to spec your weapon masteries, and specifically starting from the weapons, it's a kind of build that it's made with the dual wield into bow weapon masteries, flurry shot and explosive shot. So of course we wanna unlock every single point on your dual wield, and then going back to the bow, absolutely everything, unlocking the bow masteries as well, going back to the dual wield, of course you wanna unlock the flurry shot mastery, this one it's a pure single target one, and the explosive shot mastery as well for making AoE damage. Talking about the super speed, of course, speed force is the way to go, this is mandatory, tornado pull, absolutely insane as a pure single target damage, face dodge for people who are using the super speed, mandatory for clipping every single skill at once, and the other ones, guys, you can, like I said previously, you can skip if you have less skill point. I prefer to skill because couple of powers back, it's not bad at all, because it cost me something like 5 skill points. So once again, if you have enough skill points, just unlock those, or simply just ignore them. Talking about iconic power, there is just 2 skills that we need. Neo Venom Boost, it's the Supercharged that we need to boost the entire our damage. Robot Sidekick, absolutely mandatory for a precision one. Stats points, like previously guys, 1 point on Weapon Expert. This is the focus for Prac. 20 point critical attack chance, 40 point critical attack damage. Maximize always your precision. As a ranged build, you can go for 100 points on Mite and Power, guys, because you are not melee. So the survivability must be fine. You have always your healer with you. And so 100 point usually on Might and Power to have a better power pool and a percent of might, so your skills can hit harder, and the rest of the skill point, of course, on HP. Talking about the white mod, exactly same thing as the melee version, guys. Blast Adapter 5. This is going to proc frequently because you are using a lot of ranged tap. On the head, Supercharged Neo Venom Boost. Relentless Precision as neck, mandatory, absolutely. On the back, once again, Accelerated Warped Reality or Berserk. I am not a huge fan of the Berserk, guys, because you can use this white mod just 0.1% of the time, because usually when you drop below a certain amount of HP, in most of the cases you are already dead, or maybe your healer can do a miracle. So I'm not a huge fan of the Berserk. And moving to the chest, Penetrating Strike, like previously. On legs, Restorative Quantum Tunneling, awesome skill for movement, and unique skill from the Quantum. And of course, all the time max damage, mandatory for every single DPS, doesn't matter, Might of Precision. Feats, once again, Tumbling Master or Deadly Block, depend totally up to you guys. If you want to focus more on survivability and dodge maybe some dangerous special attack from the boss, Tumbling Master is the way to go. Or if you want to get a little bit more damage by doing your block break, Deadly Block is the way to go. As you can see, talking about the trinkets, of course, the supply drop, absolutely mandatory, like the regular trinket of the DPS to buff yourself. As a second trinket, guys, I want to suggest you for a pure single target, the Atlantean Sea Horse is making the trick, because it's one of the best one, if I don't remember wrong, but feel free to correct me in the comment section below. And as last one, of course, the Orbital, guys, because this is just a 360 grades damage. Talking about artifact, same combination as melee, guys. So of course all the time transformation card, mandatory artifact for a DPS and for an healer. Awesome artifact, one of the best they ever made. Synergize, absolutely fantastic with the Strategist card. So when you're reaching a critical damage, is going to proc this one, and the Strategist card is applying a damage over time, depend how many times this one is going to proc. As a third artifact, once again, Grimorium Verum, my opinion, one of the best versatile artifact to play with. So this one doesn't force you to stay as a precision build or might build. Absolutely fantastic. The damage is really good, guys, from the pet. Really nice base stats, absolutely insane, guys. So I want to suggest you to run this one, or maybe you can run the Neo Venom Wrist Dispenser. I'm not able to talk in English today, but like every other single time, apologies, guys. And so if you don't have this one, Neo Venom Wrist Dispenser is fine as well. Talking about the augments, exactly the same thing, guys. Once again, precision everywhere. So as adaptive augments depend on which kind of content you are playing. Same for the origin augments, all of them. So For example, imagine if you're going to play Metal Part 2 raids, for example, you are getting rid of those guys and just putting those, so you can have always plus 10% of total precision combined together, and the possibility to have a specific kind of buff for the current content that you are playing. This one was the single target, the multi-target one, guys, when you have to do the explosive shot masteries, and then of course the same will happen for the single target. So actually, if you have a pure single target one, guys, that's why I have suggested you to skill the tornado pool, because this one it's a pure single target. Or if you have a mixed one of ads plus the boss, the gravity well is always the way to go. So imagine the scenario that we have a pure single target one, we are going with the tornado pool, clip everything together and just flurry shot. That's it. Always don't forget to range the tap just to proc your white mod, guys, like this. Okay guys, it's time to cover the Mite section of this power set as well, since the Quantum power set is performing really good as Mite as well, so we have to take a look on which kind of mods to use, and augments and artifact as well. Let's jump immediately on the spec of the weapon. Of course, I am using the two-handed, so just 1 point on the two-handed, just to be able to wear the weapon. Going back to the super speed, of course, your fast movement, doesn't matter if you are using a super speed or another kind of movement, lock a random one, and unlock both of them as well, because those are, since we are playing a melee build, having a certain kind of resistance, it's really good. And then we are going to unlock the Whirlwind Dervish just for the super speed one. I will suggest you something else to put instead if you don't are super speed, guys. Going on as iconic power, this time we are skipping the robot sidekick because we don't have a spot for this one, and we are unlocking just the Neo Venom boost, so we can choose which kind of supercharge we are going to use, but we will cover this one later. Talking about the stats points, of course, it's a focused superpowered because we are playing Mite, 20 point critical attack chance, 40 critical attack damage, guys. Maximize your Mite and power. Usually I am putting something like 50, 100 point on Prac, just because I am using a lot of weapon taps, and the rest, of course, on HP. Talking about the white mod, guys, and everything else, blast adapter like usual on the weapon, then on the head, supercharged Neo Venom boost or supercharged Oblivion, but we are touching this one in 1 second, guys. On the neck, of course, escalating Mite, mandatory for the Mite builds. On the back, accelerated Halkubeer Wave, it's really good. On the chest, Penetrating Strike. On the legs, like usual, Restorative Quantum Tunneling. Max damage on the hands, and like usual, we use Ear Tumbling Master, but specifically for the Mite melee version of this one, we are going to use dash combo, so we can cancel the animation of the Whirlwind Dervish and getting an additional damage. As Trinket, it's the same, supply drop, guys, regular Trinket, the summer seasonal event Trinket, because this one it's a melee. We have already seen that this one is one of the best damage dealer, it's the best damage dealer pet that we have in the game. That's why I want to suggest you guys to farm this one during this period, because actually the summer event is still active, otherwise you will baby rage a little bit when the event will be over. And last but not least, guys, of course, the Orbital. Talking about the artifact, same story as previously, guys. Transformation card, Storages card, Grimorium Verum. This is the best combination if you want to switch between Mite and Prac. Doesn't force you to play any kind of build, so this is absolutely insane. And the pet, of course, that is going to apply the power interaction, plus the transformation card that is giving you % of critical chance, critical magnitude, and this one is going to synergize with the strategist card to apply a damage over time when it procs. Talking about augments, guys, Mite build, that means Mite augments, adaptive and origin one, so we have to wear the right adaptive augments according on which kind of content we are playing to get a lot of buff and multiple defense buff sometimes, so you're protected against something. So in this case, for example, we are getting some kind of bonuses when in Clock Tower and when in Fire and Brimstone. This is regarding the last DLC, and the origin one as well, Mighty. Everything as Mite. There is a little trick that I wanna share with you guys, probably you didn't notice yet, but this trick is regarding the Halkubeer Wave. I'm not able to read this one in a proper way, so apologies for this, guys. This skill, it's really good, guys, for the simple reason that if you're doing a specific rotation, this skill can give you double time the damage. So specifically, you wanna activate this one immediately after when you are doing your weapon tap. It's the ranged one, exactly this one. So when you're doing this one, guys, is going to give you a double animation and a double damage as well. I'm going to do a fast parser, guys, just to show you the double animation of the skill and the double damage as well. Maybe I will slow a little bit the video so you can take a look that this skill is doing double damage as well. That can be really good. See, guys, double Halkubeer Wave and double damage as well. So you have to do, guys, exactly after the weapon tap. after the weapon tap that actually you can't notice because I am doing it so fast, but I am pretty sure that when you are practicing a little bit with this rotation, everything will be fine for you as well. So he is getting a double damage, and this is just for free, guys. This is just for free. So you have just to practice a little bit and you can get the double damage from the Hakubir wave, or how it's called, because you already know that my English is absolutely garbage. Okay guys, now that we know the trick of the double damage from the Hakubir wave, we can jump inside the loadout of the melee version. I have tested a lot of variation about this one. So we already know, guys, that the Quantum is not the fastest power set to make damage as Mite. So this rotation, it's the kind of rotation that gave me the burst parser in terms of damage, and I want to show you everything. So of course we want to always start with the supercharge generator, because it's really good to farm additional supercharge, so we can spam the Neo Venom boost. And so it's a regular play from the tray loadout from left to right, guys. There is nothing particularly complicated. Starting with the anomaly, then warp barrage. It's a projectile based skill that is doing AoE damage. Then the Hakubir wave, where we can get double damage like we seen previously, and then the distortion wave, and of course finalizing everything with Whirlwind Dervish. The only thing that you have to do with the Whirlwind Dervish, it's just melee tap, guys. Melee tap to activate the mod that we are using, dashing combo, for an additional damage. So don't forget, because this is really, really important. But don't worry, guys, I'm going to show you everything. The last one, of course, it's the Supercharge. So I don't want to suggest you guys to use. We have a couple of supercharge in the game that they are absolutely broken, like for example Call of the Deep for water power set, or Big Gun for diminution, and Oblivion as well for quantum. But the main problem is that those kind of supercharge are 1000% supercharge, so that means no, it's 100% supercharge. So that means you need a lot of time to recharge this one, and since this build it's not optimized to recharge so quickly the supercharge, I wanna always suggest you to use Neo Venom boost, so you can spam more supercharge over and over and over and over. If you wanna include the Oblivion, because we already know that this one is absolutely an insane supercharge, you have to do a different kind of build. So maybe you wanna always include the white mod on your chest as a extended the supercharge, plus using as well the scrap of the soul clock. So this is another kind of build, guys. So for this one I want to suggest to stick with the Neo Venom boost, because it's not optimized to recharge your supercharge. Like we said, guys, this is a kind of rotation that it's a play from the tray, so that means starting from left to right. The only thing that I want to show you guys, it's how you want to cancel the animation. Usually when you are using the Whirling Dervish, you are going to activate the skill standing from 2 seconds and then tapping ranged with your attack to cancel the animation. But since we are wearing this mod on defeats, we are getting an additional damage as Mite based one. So instead of tapping ranged, you will tap as melee, and this will be the result. And then immediately tap to get an additional AoE damage. This is the only thing that you have to do, guys. So that means the complete rotation about this one, guys, will be starting always with the ranged tap to proc your white mod, then immediately starting with the supercharge generator and move on. Exactly like this. So, as you can see guys, my double Huckleberry wave doesn't proc every single time, so you have to be really precise with the timing, but I'm pretty sure that the only thing that you need is just a good practice, and then you will be ready to go, absolutely. Okay guys, talking about the loadout, about the ranged one, so that means it's medium maximum range. It's not going to change a lot, to be honest, so we are going to use always our supercharged generator, warp barrage, Huckleberry wave, just to take the double damage when we tap ranged with our weapon, distortion wave and taken blast as well. So, depend on the content that you are playing, guys. You can choose to if run the Oblivion one. So, for example, think that you are playing on Clock Tower Elite, and you have to kill so quickly the bots, so the tank can take the aggro of the other bots. This one can be really useful, guys. Because once again, guys, I don't want to suggest you to run Oblivion because the spec that we are doing here, it's not optimized as supercharged regeneration. So if we wanna include the supercharged regeneration, we have to wear the correct mod as the white mod on the chest, and including as well the scrap of the Suclock. So that's why I don't want to suggest you, because you have the opportunity to spam more supercharge as a 50% supercharge instead of a single one of 10,000. So Oblivion, it's a kind of supercharge that it's absolutely insane, but it's totally up on which kind of content you are playing. That's why in this rotation I'm showing you the one with the Neo Venom boost. Okay guys, talking about the single target one, that it's basically the last loadout that we have for as Mite DPS. It's a little bit different compared to the melee and AoE ranged one, for the simple reason that we are going to use the solar amplifier as artifact, because we are going to use the amplified head vision. So we want to always include the solar amplifier and replace this one with the Grimorium Verum. Actually, as taking care on the loadout, we have the Gravity Well that is going to apply the Graviton Charged power interaction, since we are not using the Grimorium anymore. And then we have Lift that is going to synergize with the previous one, so that means Graviton Charged enemies takes extra damage. Then we have Gravitonic Field as well, guys, synergizing with the main power interaction, as you can see. And then Energy Expulsion, it's really good, guys, just to have a couple of ticks of crazy damage, and finalizing everything with the amplified Head Vision with the Neon Venom boost. Once again, guys, this is what I suggest you, because we already know that Oblivion, it's a broken supercharge, it's a really good one, it's a burst damage, but since this build it's not optimized to farm a lot of supercharge really quickly. This will be a kind of supercharge that you will use when you will need it. So imagine, for example, that you are fighting the last boss on Clock Tower Elite and you need a crazy damage to instant kill the bots so the tank can take the aggro of the other bots. Oblivion will do the trick, but other than that, guys, always use Neo Venom boost. It's better to have a boosted and balanced damage a lot of time instead of spamming just one supercharge every 10 minutes or something like that. Before going on in depth of the BattleTroll spec, guys, I want to specify a couple of stuff because I have already noticed that people don't understand, for some reason, people don't understand the real job of a battle role. Battle as battle tank, battle troll, battle healer. Your role is to do damage, guys. Battle means exactly damage. You can't imagine how many times I have seen people that are calling battle certain kind of spec to spec the exactly skill points as their main role, for example as a tank, so leaving all the points on for example, taking in consideration an ice tank, they're leaving all the points on dominance, restoration, the rest on HP, and just changing the skills. This is wrong, guys. I want to specify once and for all, because for some reason people think that a battle role must be the exactly same spec that you're already playing, but with just DPS skills. This is wrong, guys. For some reason, people are addicted to this kind of stuff, and I want to specify that this is wrong. Battle means damage, guys. Battle means damage, so that means as battle troll, battle healer, battle tank, you are a fake troll, a fake tank, a fake healer. You are doing the role as well, because your role is forcing you to stay on healer or troll or tank role, but the skill points that you are going to spec are kind of skill points mainly focused on the damage, and the rest of the skill points on your second role. Keep it in mind, guys, because you can't imagine how many people I have seen they are doing absolutely in the wrong way. So pay attention, guys, because maybe you have saved in your armory a wrong build. Okay, guys, since now we have specified which means battle word, so that means, so once again, battle means damage, we can go in depth of the spec of the BattleTroll. Starting from the weapon, of course. So once again, 90% of the battle spec are based on precision builds. So the spec will be absolutely almost the same. So as a dual wield, this is a ranged single target, multi-target build. Every single skill point on dual wield and unlock the flurry shot and the explosive shot for the AoE damage. And on bow, absolutely everything, and unlock the bow mastery as well. It's exactly the same that you do as a Prac DPS. On the super speed, of course, speed force or the super movement, depend which kind of movement you are using, guys. Tornado pull in case of super speed, as well face dodge in case you are super speed. If you are not super speed, you can replace the face dodge, guys, maybe with the bubble, like we said previously. And the other 5 skill points are just a kind of utility that I am unlocking because I have enough skill point. But if you don't have enough skill point, feel free to skip those. Moving on iconic power, the only thing that we need is just Robot Sidekick. This time we don't need the Neo Venom boost because we have to use our own Supercharge, because as a Supercharge we have to take care on the power and shield our group as well. So this time we are not going to use the Neo Venom boost. As a stats point, of course, once again, and this is where people are struggling, guys, battle, once again, apologies if I'm saying this 1 million times, but for some reason people don't understand which battle means. So, weapon expert, because this is a kind of build that is based on a precision build. 90% of the time it's a Prac-based build, 20 point on attack chance, 40 point attack damage, 265 on precision, so you're going to optimize your damage, and the rest it's just focusing on your troll role. That will be a secondary role, because 20 point on power chance, 10 point power magnitude, and the rest on vitalization. This combination allow you guys to give power over time to your group and maintaining them up with just your power over time, since you are wearing the claw and you are not able to instant recharge the power of your group. So if your group is struggling a little bit with the power when you are playing the BattleTroll, it's absolutely normal, guys, for the simple reason that it's absolutely normal that they are struggling a little bit with the power, because you are giving just 1 power over time and stacking up to 3 power over time using your artifacts. So, if you don't have a kind of healer that is crazy, that is spamming over and over and over the critical healing, the priority healing every single time, and maybe using the orb, this guy is going to blame you because he's not receiving the right power, and that's absolutely normal that is struggling with the power. Talking about the spec, guys, this is absolutely the same thing that we have as a Prac DPS with a couple of changes. So we want to always wear Blast Adapter. Maybe you can use the Replenisher one if you want to have an additional tick of power. Then on the head, instead of using the supercharge of the Neon Boost, we are using the Event Horizon 3. This is mandatory for the BattleTroll, so you can shield your group and giving them a power over time, and at the same time you are getting a 5% of supercharge back when you are using the supercharge. So that's not bad at all. As a neck, Relentless Precision, once again, because your role, it's you are mainly a fake troll, so you have to make damage. So Relentless Precision, since this build is based as precision build. On the back, once again, Accelerated Warped Reality is not a good and nice white mode, guys. So Accelerated Warped Reality, it's fine since you are using your weapon buff. On the chest, once again, Penetrating Strike, once again, because you have to make damage. As legs, Restorative Quantum Tunneling. amazing skill to res your teammate or just to get rid of a bad situation, absolutely unique for Quantum Power Set. So as ends, once again, max damage is exactly the same as a Prac, and on the feet, Tumbling Master. A couple of changes that we have on the trinket, guys. So once again, supply drop, regular trinket as DPS. The second one is totally up to you, guys. Dark construct back can be fine. Maybe you can change with another henchman, for example. So you're going to activate this one and switching with another henchman. That's perfectly fine. And of course, the Orbital as well. Talking about the artifact, guys, the combination is almost the same as a Prac, because you wanna always include the transformation card. Transformation card, it's absolutely insane for this build, but you can change this one with the Neo Venom with the Dispenser to focus your damage, but I guess it's not worth, so I wanna always suggest you to use the transformation card. Then we have the Claw, that it's basically the core of this build, guys, because every single time you are using the instant recharge power, instead of giving them an instant power recharge, you are giving them 7% of Mite, Restoration and Dominance to all of the group, guys, and 5% critical chance and magnitude for 12 seconds. You can imagine how insane is this buff. So basically, when you're going to buff your group, you are allowing them to play with a fourth artifact, something like that, guys. And also, you are getting 3% vitalization for every single group member that is affecting by your buff. This is absolutely insane. And then, of course, to finalize the build, guys, the Amulet of Rau. Amulet of Rau is giving you, is making your debuff stronger by a certain percent, depend which kind of level you have reached with your artifact. And this is another invisible buff for your group, because the stronger are your debuff, the more damage they will get from the damage. A lot of people are asking me if it's worth, guys, as well to include the new artifacts from Birds of Prey, that it's the Birds of Prey comlink. Unfortunately, guys, the artifact, it's really good by himself, but the main problem is that you don't have any slot to sacrifice to use this one, because you can't change absolutely nothing, and that's why the new artifact, it's really good, but unfortunately it's unplayable in my opinion. Moving on, augments, guys, once again, you are a fake troll, you have to do damage, so every single thing have to be as precision, like a regular precision DPS. Talking about the loadout of this power set, guys, as BattleTroll, the only thing that you have to apply, it's always the defense debuff, guys. So if we want to jump on the loadout, we are choosing Singularity, because this one it's the buff as reduce enemy defense, and this one is getting the buff from the Amulet of Rau. That means it's stronger, depend which kind of level of your artifact is. Then you want to use always the temporal extortion, because this one it's an instant, it's the instant power healing, but this one is giving the buff on everyone that is with you. And of course you want to use Warp Reality, because you are a damage dealer mainly. Then of course you want to include the Quantum Tunneling. This is an excellent and unique skill that only Quantum have, unfortunately, I have to say. Then Robot Sidekick, and then Event Horizon to give power over time to your group and shield them by spike damage. The rotation that you wanna do, guys, is absolutely simple. So of course you wanna clip all 3 power at once, the first 3, and then just going as the regular flurry shot. As you can see, guys, the damage is not bad at all, plus the fact that you are giving a lot of buff to your group. So 7% of restoration, dominance and might, it's not bad at all, right? And if we take a look on our stats, when you are using both of them, so that means the power heal skill plus the weapon buff. So actually, as precision, I am at 35k. Actually, I'm buffed now. Yes, I'm buffed now. Yes, yeah, current effect. Okay, so as you can see, guys, it's 35,376. When we are going to use both of them, so that means the instant power recharge plus the weapon buff, we are getting basically a lot of buff, as you can see, guys, and we are getting almost 50k of precision. So that's why I am keeping saying that the BattleTroll, it's mainly a DPS, and secondarily it's a troller, guys, because you are giving just a power over time to your group and maintaining them up with just your power over time. Okay, guys, talking about the final spec of this power set that we are going to analyze right now, I'm talking about the regular troll or regular buff troll, call it however you want, guys. So generally, we want to take a look always first on the spec, on the weapon, and why you want to do this. So as Ender Blaster, guys, of course we are going to use all the time the Solar Flame, because the Solar Flame, it's an AoE damage and it's really good to recharge your Supercharged, so that's not bad at all. Going down on the super speed, or anyway on your movement, of course always skill your super movement one, guys, and a random one. Then you want to go down and skill a couple of them. Feel free to ignore them, guys, if you don't have, once again, a lot of skill points. I have the skill points, so that's pretty fine for me. Going down on iconic powers, of course you don't need nothing, and as a stats point, this is the point where people are discussing. Recently on the live stream I got a discussion with a couple of friends, guys, that they were suggesting to spec the power set as super powered. I want to say that this is wrong, and I want to explain why this is wrong. People were saying that as a super powered, guys, you are getting the power regeneration. It doesn't matter if you are in combat or not, and I agree with this one, guys, but the main problem is that specking on super powered, basically you are losing a huge buff for no reason. Specking on hybrid, you are getting 5% of dominance and 5% of vitalization. That in terms of controlling 5% dominance of your entire dominance, that means more crowd control for the ads for you. And 5% vitalization, it's self-explanatory. So actually, guys, someone is thinking that specking as a focus at the super powered, it's the right decision, but in my opinion, guys, specking as a super powered as a controller, it's absolutely wrong, because you are basically getting rid of 2 huge buffs for no reason. People were saying that sometimes it's not possible to use your end blasters and hit your target, so that means your power regeneration is a little bit low and stuff like that. But if you think about this one, this is This is not possible, guys, because when you are not able to hit your target, only when you are knocked out, in my opinion. So, speccing as superpowered, in my opinion, is absolutely wrong, guys. So, as a controller, as a regular buff troll, of course, we are going to spec as a focus hybrid for the simple reason that we are getting a dominance and a vitalization. There is no way that you are going to have problems of power pool with this spec. So that's why you don't need super powered. Then, of course, 20 points on the power chance, 10 points of power magnitude, maximize your vitalization, but first, let's bump up your power pool, guys. This is where people are going to have problems, you know? So when you are putting something like a 200 point on Mite and power, that means you have a huge power pool, and basically you can do whatever you want. So around 200 points, guys, on Might and power, and the rest on the vitalization will do the trick. If you have less skill point, guys, don't forget to split your skill point between vitalization and Might and power, so you can balance absolutely everything. Going down on the gear part, guys, of course, so don't take a look on which kind of gear I have. I'm not focusing too much on the regular troll. We want to always use the End Blaster with the Replenisher Adapter 5, since we are using a lot of Solar Flame. This one is going to proc frequently. On the head, of course, Supercharged Event Horizon 3, so you can get back your Supercharge when you use your Supercharge. On the neck, Escalating Replenisher procs 5, mandatory for a controller. On the back, accelerated time bubble, it's fine, guys, if you are using this one. Personally, I guess that this one is the only useful one as a regular buff troll. Then on chest, you will use the power efficiency, so you don't have to deal with an expensive power cost when you are doing your rotation. On the legs, restorative quantum tunneling, absolutely amazing skill. On the ends, it doesn't matter at all, guys, so let's go as max damage. On the feet, once again, tumbling master, for the simple reason that this is a nice mobility skill. As a trinket, guys, of course, you want to always include your supply drop, followed with the regular trinket that you can buff your vitalization. And the second one, this is another time where the summer trinket is going to do the trick. So this one, it's absolutely insane, and I want to suggest you to use this one as your second trinket for controller. The last slot, guys, it's just the uplink device, so that means it's just the orbital. It's absolutely normal. Talking about the artifact, guys, this is a nice discussion to do with you, because as a buff troll, your job is mainly giving power, resting people, and buff your DPS. So how you want to do that? With the parasite, you are giving, when hitting an enemy with a controller, the buff grants you and up to 7 group members power equal to 1% of your vitalization, and precision equal to 1% of your vitalization. So that means at the same time you are giving power and vitalization when you are hitting adds with a superpower, that means a debuff. This effect stacks for each type of controller debuff. So that means we are stacking this effect 3 times, because we are applying the defense debuff, the healing debuff, and the damage debuff. So that means we are getting 3 times those values, and that's absolutely insane. The second buff that you are giving to your group, it's an invisible buff, because those are these artifacts are empowering your debuff and making them 1% stronger depending on the level that you have this artifact. I want to suggest you guys to leave the Amulet of Rau at 160, because 1 million of experience for an additional 10% is just too much. So this one at 160, it's more than enough. The third slot, guys, it's where people are fighting, discussing. So, as buff troll, we said that your job is to make the buff, buffing your group, and rest people when someone die. So, the third slot of the artifact is making the trick and specifying which kind of specialization you are doing. So, for example, if you choose to include the scrap of the soul clock, this one it's mainly the most common combination that you can see as a regular buff troll. Including the scrap of the soul clock, that means you're focusing your attention mainly to recharge your supercharge as soon as you can, and that's perfectly fine. But what about if you wanna buff more your DPS? So you are giving them already two kind of buff. But what about if you wanna buff more? This is totally depend on which kind of DPS you are playing with. If you're playing with DPS that they are playing as precision, of course the Cog of the Mageddon is the way to go. For the simple reason that hitting an enemy with a cross combo with weapon grants you and up to 7 group member precision equal to 1% of your HP. This effect is doubled in damage roll or control roll. Cross weapon combo, that means weapon masteries, right guys? So in this case, if you want to use this one, you have to spec as weapon masteries, right guys? And this one is going to give yourself and your teammates a huge buff, and this one is the third one. The same happen if you are playing with the more Mite DPS based, you are going to use the Tetrahedron, for the simple reason that hitting an enemy with a superpower, that means a debuff or just with the buff, grants you and up to 7 group members might equal to 1% of your HP, and this effect as well is doubled in damage roll. So if you want to use if you want to buff more your Mite DPS, Tetrahedron of Hurgrun is the way to go. But if you're playing with more precision DPS, guys, the Cog of the Mageddon is the way to go if you want to buff them more. Or simple, if you want to focus on more supercharge regeneration and get the cooldown as well, the Scrap of the Soul Clock is the way to go. This is totally up to you guys. Actually, I am running the strategies card, but for the simple reason that I don't have no one of those guys. So this one, let's say that's not bad or it's wrong, but it's not the best one that you can choose because you have better choice as regular buff troll. Talking about the augments, guys, as we know, of course, you are a troll, regular troll, buff troll, so that means you have to give power, debuff, and rest people. So, of course, everything is focused as vitalization. Everything as vitalization depends on which kind of content you play. Don't forget to switch the adaptive augments, because you can imagine how many players forget to switch those and they are just losing the buff for no reason. So don't forget, guys. Both of them guys as vitalization, and they adapt the origin augments as well. Okay guys, talking about the loadout for the regular buff troll, it's always the same, it doesn't matter which kind of power set you are playing. The general idea is just to apply the free debuff, each one clipped with your instant recharge, and just do 2 weapon combos with the relative recharge. So this is really easy, guys. So as loadout, like I was saying, of course you want to always use anomaly as first. I want to suggest you guys as first skill to use and start always with your supercharge generator, so you will start immediately to farm your supercharge. So anomaly, then temporal extortion, that this is the instant recharge of the power. Then we have a singularity for the enemy defense, and the Halkubir wave just for the damage output. This is really easy, guys. And then we have the quantum tunneling, awesome skills, and the event horizon as a supercharge. The rotation is absolutely That's really easy, guys, to be honest. So you have to start with your weapon combo, then first debuff clipped with the instant recharge, another weapon combo, second debuff clipped once again with the power recharge, another weapon combo, third debuff clipped with the instant recharge, and other two combo clipped with just your recharge, and then you have to repeat. This is really easy, guys, and I want to show you now. This is really easy, guys. There's nothing to explain, to be honest, so you have just to practice a little bit so you can clip everything and be really fast so you can recharge the supercharge. Okay, guys, I guess that's it. I guess I've covered everything about this power set, but don't forget, guys, just in case I have missed something, don't forget to leave a comment on the comment section below, just to remind me if I have missed something. And basically that's it, guys. So before wishing you the best for this power set, guys, we are going to do a faster respec, so we will cover the next power set for the next guide, that will be gadgets. Absolutely. Let's switch to gadgets. So that means the new guide that we are going to do in this channel will cover gadgets. And basically that's it. So guys, I want to say a huge thank you so much for watching this video. Hope you like what I'm doing for DC Universe Online. Also, don't forget that I am on live stream every single day, starting from Monday to Friday, starting from 3 p.m. to 8 p.m. Central European Time. So just in case, guys, you wanna come, you wanna come on the live stream and hanging out here with me and with us, you are more than welcome. Thank you so much once again, guys, and of course, like every other single time, we will see in the next one. Peace out, guys.